If there was ever any doubt as to the EU being a horrendous authoritarian anachronism, they're now sanctioning Hungary because Hungarians elected a prime minister that the EU doesn't like. Yeah, really. On Sunday, Prime Minister Viktor Orban was returned to office with a landslide victory. You mean to say Hungarians used their democratic vote to democratically elect a leader of their choice? Someone who actually represents the interests of the Hungarian people, and not faceless EU globalist superstate technocrats? Oh no, we can't have that! In response, the EU announced it would use an extraordinary new mechanism to cut funding to Hungary. To be clear, the EU is directly punishing ordinary, hard-working Hungarians who chose to vote for Orban, as well as those who didn't vote for Orban. Millions of euros that would have gone to pay for building roads, funding schools, and covering medical care will now be vindictively snatched away. And this all happened after billionaire globalist oligarch George Soros demanded that Hungary be made a, quote, test case. In other words, be made an example of. Because Hungary refused to bow to the EU Commission's supposed, quote, values, namely wide open borders and mandatory LGBT teaching in classrooms. The EU was big mad that Hungary's National Assembly passed a law banning the promotion of material related to homosexuality or transgenderism in education, on television, movies or in advertisements. No, don't you dare try and impede the regime's indoctrination of your kids, even via a parliamentary vote, or will financially sabotage your country. Should we really be surprised that the EU still behaves like a dictatorship? This is the same body that when the French voted in a majority to reject the EU constitution back in 2005, the French political class and the EU simply adopted it anyway under the Lisbon Treaty, which was virtually identical. Then when the Irish rejected the Lisbon Treaty in 2008, the EU simply made them vote on it again in 2009 until they got the result they wanted. Turns out that unelected bureaucrats don't like the idea of people having to be voted into power by an electorate. Imagine my shock. The EU is a disgusting, foul beast that should be consigned to the ash heap of history. We need Brexit continent-wide, and we need it ASAP. To get exclusive content, early access, behind the scenes stuff, and to personally interact with me, please sign up for my community at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Link in description, and thank you for your generous support.